In studio right now is the mayor, former Mayor Dave Roefaro. Dave, you were on the other day, and you made some probably a blistering assessment of the current administration. You endorsed Joe Marino. Bill Morehouse came on this week and might have blistered back a little bit. In the end, said, but we're really good friends. I think we're on good terms. My answer to that was, well, you were. So, do you mirror that statement?
No, listen. I always say that you can be a very good friend with someone, but you disagree politically.
Okay, yeah.
And I like Bill, believe me. But he did set me off the other day. You know, as I said, I haven't said anything in 8 years. I've listened to them say, oh, he left us in a financial turmoil, this and that. They have no idea what it was from 2008 to 2012 to be, I call it a wartime political leader, okay, a wartime leader, period, okay. We had the worst economy since the Great Depression back then. But what we did is we paid all the bills. We did projects. We did federal projects. We did state projects. And I told them, I says, we are solvent. But they came on and they said, oh, we're going into insolvency, we're going here. That was the furthest thing from the truth. And I've lived with that for 8 years, and I haven't said a word about it.
Yeah.
But they're out and out lying. You can make the books look like anything. I told them where to go find the money. They didn't want my help. You know, the bottom line is that I'll give you a lot of things. Over the last 8 years, and the only reason why I'm talking about this is because they haven't been truthful. Bill, I love Bill Morehouse.
You think they're not being truthful
well,
when they say...
I'm going to say this. They come on and they say, let's keep it going. I'll give you an example. Does everybody remember in the last 8 years, over 40% tax increase? Now, wait a minute. Last year, I think it was last year, they said they had $1 million surplus. Okay? Well, when I took over, when Tim Julian took over, the pension bill went from $12,000 a year to millions. When I took over, the New York State pension bill, the Utica share, went into the millions, the double-digit millions. We paid those bills. We didn't put them on a credit card like this administration. Go look. They put it on a credit card. They put it off. Now, they'll say that they're current. But guess what? You put it off long enough to say we got $1 million surplus, plus raise taxes 7% that year. Well, I could do that. I could make the books look like anything that I want to. And then the next year, when it's an election year, you decrease taxes 2%.
It does look like it was done for political reasons.
Listen, and you know what? But I want the regular person out there to really realize that that's just a pseudo. That's just a fake surplus because you've had to go back and take the money back afterwards. You're going to find after the election. I don't want to tell you what the next 4 years will be if you won, what they call it. But I'll just say it's the, the forget you for. Because remember, after he wins, that's it. Doesn't need all the votes, doesn't need everybody. He's going to do what he wants to do. And that's okay. And I don't have really bad things to say about him personally either. I really don't.
Yeah.
I do. But I want to give you the facts. So when you have a $1 million surplus bill, you're watching the books. And this is what I can't understand. You're the watchdog. You're the comptroller. You're the watchdog. Where's all the money going? I don't think that they want us to see the books. And another thing, they talk about, you want to see where the money's gone. How about show-up pay for the police department? Now, let me tell you, I'm a police guy. They couldn't pay those guys enough money.
Right.
Okay? They couldn't pay them enough money. But go look at the show-up pay. They wanted to get rid of that stigma called show-up pay. So what they did is they put it in the base pay of every police officer out there. Now, they were getting 2.5% show-up pay, just the street guys. Now it's 2.5% in their base pay in perpetuity. That means forever, okay? So now, not only do the street officers get 2.5%, the brass, who are making most of the money, instead of getting 1%, 1.5% like they were getting, are now getting 2.5%. So they don't call it show-up pay anymore, but it's in their base pay, and they snuck that in. That's cost maybe a couple $100,000 every year, maybe more now. You know, so when you tell me that you're being fiscally responsible, where is it?
What is your, as a former mayor, your assessment of how the fire department was handled, how the Chief Brooks was handled, etc.?
Well, let me give it to you this way. We still see Chief Brooks every day. Looks better than ever. What was so bad about him that you had to get rid of him before it's time to retire? Now, all of this went on for months, and he would have had to retire by now for mandatory age.
He was by the time I think he was released in the spring. In the fall, he would have retired.
Why did you do that? That's vindictiveness. You see, that's what I don't like. I could disagree with you, and I could have an argument with you, but 5 minutes later, I'll say, come on, let's go get a cup of coffee, because that's the way it should be. But that is vindictiveness.
I do want to ask you, though, that there is a lot going on, and you reference this commercial. It's a lot of business people that are saying they've taken business, either purchase buildings or lease programs in Utica. There's construction all over the place. You have the Nexus Center going up. It looks like that is happening. The hospital. There is a lot going on in Utica.
Right.
And
now, can I answer that?
I would like you to.
Because I love when people say this. Well, the Nexus Center is all the county. It's all county executive Pisani. Okay? You got to remember, the mayor was against that in the beginning. He was against the Comets coming in the beginning. Rob Esch did that. Everything that you see, the construction, is the state. There is not one project that's the City of Utica project. Inherently, it looks like the city. The zoo. The zoo is run by an authority. The auditorium is run by an authority. Nothing has to do with the City of Utica. So inherently, the city looks great because of everyone else, not for one iota of what they're doing.
You don't think that the Mayor Palmieri has played any role in any of
Yes, the mayor will play absolutely. Will always play some type of role. Okay. But when they say they want to make it seem like they're 100%, they played probably a 15% role in what's going on.
I'm going to ask you. You're just smiling, or you're?
And I'm just trying to be honest, my friend.
I'm not. I'm just having a good time. That's all. It's Friday morning, man. Get me to 9 o'clock, please.
Get me to that cigarette at 9, please.
I think I might smoke too.
I mean, listen. I watched this week, and this thing about the dogs.
Yeah.
And what is he doing, sitting in the courtroom talking about the dogs? Okay. Does he really talk about that? Where's he been for 8 years, and now he's coming out? He's everywhere. He's with dogs. He's with this. He's with that. I mean, the only thing he hasn't done is rescue a small child from a burning building. I mean, come on. I mean, if you're going to call me out, then I would love to have them all right here. They could all be here, and I'll be here by myself, and I'll give them the facts.
Yeah. Because
they don't want to hear the facts. That's why they don't come on the radio. That's why they don't do the debates, because they don't want to hear the facts, and they say, you know what? The bottom line is that if we say nothing, they can't hold us to it. And I got to tell you something. Yeah. They circumvented the will of the people. Term limits were put there by the people for a reason. They circumvented it with the 5 people on the council. Are they going to run it? Are the 5 people on the council going to run it with this mayor? And Bill Morehouse, who's supposed to be our watchdog, he's supposed to be watching them, but he's endorsing them and condoning all the books, condoning everything that's happening. I don't think that this is the right way to run government. I don't think that this happens anywhere else. And I think that we got to wake up, because look at the roads, the worst roads ever in history. And you're going to see that the finances are going to come back to bite you, because after this is all done, the finances are going to come back to bite you because the money's just not there.
Mayor Dave Roefaro, I appreciate it. We wanted to give you the opportunity. I know that your ears were ringing the other day when Bill Morehouse was
on. Wait a minute.
So.
One more thing.
There's more.
Crime is not down. Does everybody listen to the news? There are shots every day. So when they have these commercials that crime is down, that is bull. We got to wake up, people. We got to pay attention to what's really the facts. And I don't mind if you run on the facts, but don't go on there and lie. They're taking a play out of Trump's book. They just say it. And if nobody combats it, everybody will believe it. Yeah. And that's the truth. But I got to tell you, crime is not down.
Former Mayor David Roefaro, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Notice I paused for a moment. If you were going to say, I got one more thing.
We got time.
I gave you that pause.
You got to give me it all. I got to get it all in.
Okay. Dave, thank you. I appreciate it.